Yeah, good. And Hunter, what do you see in the Detroit Tigers, their improvements, some of their weaknesses still, and how do you think they're going to perform against the Cleveland Guardians, who they're going to play in Detroit, and then the White Sox, who they're going to play in Detroit? They've got 6 games against their division rivals, and all 3 teams are fighting for either the wild card or the division. And so what do you think is going to happen this week?
Oh, yeah. All 3 teams are, and as Josh just said, with one of their weaknesses is still the bullpen a little bit. They've given away a couple games, but with the lineup being better and them putting up more runs in the offense, they've been able to perform better and win these games and these series. You maybe would have liked them to take all 3 against San Francisco or all 3 against Seattle, but that's a little bit much to ask. Going into the Cleveland series, we were talking about this a little before the show. It's just the pitching matchups in Cleveland when they're coming to Detroit in that series aren't too favorable for the Tigers. I mean, Tanner Bibby hasn't been great this season if you look at his stats, but the Tigers are throwing Drew Anderson in the bullpen game out there. Framber Valdez, who's been very hit or miss, as we know, this season, and then Cater Montero, who he's been really good, but he's had some struggles as of recently. And both those series are very important. They swing the pendulum, the momentum for, I think, almost the entire rest of the season. They've somehow found themselves only 1 game back of the wild card, and they are that team. There's no other teams in front of them right now. You're in front of Cleveland now. You're only behind Chicago, and this is your prime opportunity to catch them. I feel better about the White Sox series at home because you're going to have Melton, Joe, and I would think Drew Anderson again going. But the way the lineup is hitting and they're putting up runs, I still think you could win that Cleveland series because their pitchers aren't world beaters either. I think you got to feel pretty confident going into these next 6 games. Now,
the Tigers are 0-7 against Cleveland. I don't remember that ever really happening since like the mid-90s when Cleveland would beat us every time, 0-7. And also, the Tigers scored 11 runs in those 7 games. So that was with a different lineup, though. And now that this lineup is looking a little bit better, how many runs do you think the Tigers can score against this team? I think at least 3 times that or double that. I mean, and also if the Tigers had scored just 10 more runs in those 11 games, how many games would they have won? Because they lost a couple of those games real tight. Exactly,
and they put up 16 combined total runs in this Giants series. They put up a combined 23 in the Seattle series, a combined, doing the math in my head right now, 32 in the Athletics series.
Well, the Athletics
are not very good, but the Athletics also beat the Red Sox twice over the weekend.
Well, they got
an insanely hot run, and so I'm just saying anything could happen. But the lineup has been very much better with scoring runs. I think they're going to be able to get more runs on Cleveland this time, just based on the law of evening things out. It seems like the Tigers are bound to get 1 or 2 of these against the Guardians. One of them just has to swing their way. No pun intended. The lineup has been really good. They've been hitting the ball extremely well. They didn't have Max Clark last time. I think you can fact check me on this. I don't believe they had Baez or Torres in a couple of those matchups. I'm going to look that up right now to make sure.
Against Cleveland?
So their lineup is much better.
So first of all, just to make sure, they've played Cleveland 6 times. They're 0-6.
Oh,
no. Just so you know, they have 7 games because 1 game got canceled, so they had to reschedule it.
Okay.
They have a doubleheader coming up I mean, the Cleveland series. We were talking. I don't necessarily love the pitching matchups, and that matters. Like if you go back. I told you guys, hey, that Wu game, Brian Wu against Seattle is going to be tough. They lose. And I told people yesterday, hey, Logan Webb is going to be a lot to handle, and he was.
He won 8 innings, right?
Yeah, I mean, they won, but I said, I know that people are getting used to, they think they're just going to score 7, 8, 9 runs a game, and, other teams have good pitching, too. And Bybee, for whatever reason, I know if you look at his numbers, he's not that good. He handles the Tigers well, for whatever reason. It just happens.
Yeah.
So I agree. I absolutely agree with Hunter. I mean, they're offensively in the best spot they've been in a very long time. Probably not just this season. With everyone being back, as I mentioned earlier, a few minutes ago, with Javi, he's being useful at the plate. He's hitting 281 right now. And what he does defensively just to make them better defensively. And that has a lot to do with this run. I think they're 8-1 in games that Javi has started since he came back.
And also the Tigers in May, I think the lineup tomorrow will feature 4 players they didn't even have in May, either because of injuries, minor leagues.
Right.
And there's only 9 hitters in your lineup.
Oh,
so 4 different guys.
Yeah.
And I think in May we had a couple of games where we started 4 players batting 200 or less. And so it's a totally different lineup. And I don't care how good the Indians are pitching, we're going to get to them way more than 11 runs over 6 games, excuse me, sorry.
I hope so. I really do hope so. I'll tell people right now, I said Bybee has been tough on the Tigers, and he has, but, Thursday, Messick is going to be a lot to handle too. So, I mean, the Tigers are going to have to play good defense. I don't think that these are going to be, I think these are going to be normal Cleveland-Detroit games where it's like 3-2, 4-2 type games where it's going to be in the margins. It's going to be who makes plays, who doesn't make mistakes, who takes the extra base when they should, and who doesn't take the extra base when they shouldn't. So, and even the thing is, too, it's to your point, Stuart, about, they have some new people. They do, but Zach McKinstry, going into yesterday's game, was hitting 421 over the last 7 days, and then 359 over the last 15 days. So, you could argue, that's a new player that they did.
Yeah.
And even Spencer Torkelson has been very, hit offensively, has been very good lately.
I loved on that last night when the announcer was like, Torque wants to hit home runs. He was hitting a home run every 12 at-bats, but when he wasn't hitting a home run, when he was doing nothing, he's decided to concentrate on getting a hit. And then as soon as the announcer said that, boom, he got a hit right out into right field, I think. And it was just nice to see that, it's not just going to be a strikeout or a home run for Torkelson.
So Spencer Torkelson is hitting 385 the last 15 days.
Okay, that's amazing.
I mean, yes, is that going to keep up? No, but what I'm saying to the point is,
does he have one home run in that 15 days?
I
know he hit one.
Let me double check.
I know he hit the magical home run in the disastrous Sunday.
He has one home run.
Yeah,
385, and then even the last 30 days, 278. I mean, Spencer Torkelson hitting 278.
That'd be great.
And that's 4 home runs. That's great. I mean. So that is almost 2 new on top of the players that they added, another 2 that you could argue that they did add as well.
And last night they were talking about Torkelson's defense. They were saying that he's rated poorly as a defensive player, but I just don't see that. And then you saw the Giants first baseman make a terrible error, and the announcers were like, "Oh, the shortstop needs to make a better play." I'm like, or make a better throw. I'm like, well, Torkelson would have gotten that. 49 out of 50 times.
Do you remember the article I sent you about first base metrics?
Yes.
Remember, because people are and I said, I told you a couple weeks ago, first base metrics are so wonky because they worry about range and all this stuff. And the thing that the Tigers specifically do is they say, Spencer, if it's to your right and not right at you, go to the base.
Yeah.
Go to the first base.
So he's penalized that from the ratings.
Because range has and the thing is, it's and I could give you many examples of picks like that. A couple, when they played the Angels. I don't know if you remember that 9th inning. 2 unbelievable picks or scoops at first base that he made in the 9th inning to save that. It was a 1 or 2 run game.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying he's like Keith Hernandez or Freddie Freeman at first base, that he's one of the best, but he's a good to very good defensive first baseman. And I think that is greatly undervalued, especially when you're speaking relatively to who else can play first base for the Detroit Tigers. There's just not a question who has to be there.
Dan Dickerson agreed with you.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the Boston Red Sox. I know they've cooled off a little bit in the last couple of days, but where did they come from? There was a lot of sell the team, shouting and talk, and Barstool Sports was attacking the team, rabidly, just saying how horrible they were, and now they're on this magical run. What happened? How did this happen? And I know they made a little bit of little moves at the deadline, but how did they just become a better team with the players that they have?
I mean, they just went from a team that was sell the team or sellers at the trade deadline to we could catch the Yankees. We might even be able to catch the Rays. And before they just lost the last two against the Athletics, they went on another 9+ game win streak. The teams somehow they came together to make all those wins happen, and I don't know what it was within the organization, but all those wins led to let's buy Adley Rutschman when he comes back from injury, let's buy Curtis Mead, and he got injured as soon as they got in, but it still hasn't mattered to them. They just keep on winning these 9 games in a row, and they're going to get these players back from injury that they traded for, and they're going to get even better. It's just been an insane run by their hitters, the pitching staff, everything's just been clicking in Boston.
Excellent. Ready to give your home a fresh new look? Start from the ground up with DNN Flooring. I've got the hat on. Donnie's a good personal friend of mine. He runs DNN Flooring. He's done, actually, it's a credible statistic, more than 10,000 projects for us. From comfortable, beautiful carpet to durable vinyl plank, classic ceramic tile, and more, DNN Flooring has the experience to help transform your space. Whether you're updating one room or giving your entire home a makeover, DNN Flooring brings quality flooring and professional installation right here to Southeast Michigan. So don't just settle for the floors you don't love. Call DNN Flooring today and take the first step towards a floor you'll be proud to come home to. DNN Flooring, quality floors, professional installation, and beautiful results. Google DNN Flooring to get their website and their phone number, and also visit their showroom, their new showroom on East Michigan Avenue in Ypsilanti. All right, guys, let's talk about the Dodgers. The Dodgers, I think, lost 7 games in a row against some teams that you wouldn't have thought they would lose to. What happened? And I know the last 2 podcasts we did, you guys were just talking about how the Dodgers are going to win it all, win the division, win every playoff game, win the World Series. Has anything changed of your opinion seeing them lose 7 games in a row against teams that are not that good?
I don't think it's changed for me, and I just think the teams they're losing to a red-hot Boston Red Sox team and a Chicago Cubs team who is almost certainty a lock for the playoffs at this point. They had lost 7 in a row before beating the Diamondbacks, and then they lost again to the Diamondbacks last night after breaking that losing streak. But they have been, I think they've even said this on ESPN2, and everybody's saying this, that they are we don't really care about the regular season anymore at this point. We are pushing all our chips under the table for the postseason. We just want to get healthy. We know we're going to be there. Nobody's catching us right now. We're not in any danger. We don't have to rush Shohei back. We just traded for Tarek Skubal. So I think they are let's get into the postseason, and we'll show everybody what we can do there. We'll get our pitching back. We'll be healthier then.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the New York Knicks. The Pistons beat them twice by 35.
Right.
And then they were just like, we don't care. We're just going to beat you in the playoffs.
Or even like last year with the Tigers. Tigers blew that lead and then beat Cleveland, in the series. They didn't, go anywhere, but what matters, right?
Right.